The scene we are about to rebuild is one of the few in the life of Francesco that we can almost picture as eyewitnesses, because it happened in public, before a great many people, and the earliest lives tell it with a wealth of detail. It is the moment when Francesco cuts, in front of all Assisi, the bond with his family and with his past. First, what comes before it? After the affair of the cloth sold at Foligno, Pietro di Bernardone is beside himself. He hunts for his son to take him back and bring him to his senses. Francesco, out of fear, hides for days, perhaps in a pit or some hidden corner, while his father searches for him in a fury. When at last Francesco shows himself again in the town, thin and unkempt, he is met with hard words and with blows, and according to the accounts, the father shuts him up in the house to force him back to reason. It is a very harsh family conflict, anything but edifying, a father who beats and locks away a son who has squandered his wares. Pietro is not satisfied. He wants his money back, and he wants his son to renounce, formally, every claim on the family inheritance, so that he need answer for him no longer. He brings the matter, then, before the authorities. At first he turns to the consuls of the commune, the civil power. But Francesco, by now, holds himself to be a man given over to God, and declares that he no longer answers to the town court, but only to that of the church. So the case passes to the Bishop of Assisi, Guido. This shift is no small thing. It marks the point where Francesco steps out of the jurisdiction of his father's world, the world of the commune and of trade, to enter the world of the church. On the appointed day, before the bishop's palace, the people gather. On one side stands Pietro di Bernardone with his reasons, on the other his son, and between them the bishop Guido as judge. The bishop speaks first, with practical wisdom. He tells Francesco that, if he wishes to serve God, he must give the father back the money that belongs to him, because God does not want good done with goods ill-gotten, and the church has no need of money taken in such a way. It is a measured counsel, the counsel of a careful churchman, who seeks to bring the affair back within the bounds of justice. What Francesco does in answer goes far beyond what was asked. He does not merely hand back the money. He draws aside for a moment, takes off all his clothes, lays them on the ground together with the purse of coins, and stands naked before everyone. Then he speaks the words that the lives have handed down to us, and that ring like a declaration of utter independence. He says that until that moment he had called Pietro di Bernardone his father, but that from now on he could say in full, "Our Father who art in heaven," because to the other he had given everything back, even the clothes he wore on his body. We have to stop and look at this image, because it is the heart of the whole story. A young man naked, standing in the square, who gives the father back not only the money but the very garments, that is, the last thing the father had given him, the last sign of belonging to that house and that rank. In stripping himself, Francesco breaks away from the patrimony, from the name, from the identity of the merchant's son. The bishop, moved, covers him at once with his own mantle, a gesture that also carries a precise meaning. The church takes in and shelters the man whom the world has cast out. It is right not to soften the human harshness of this scene. It is not a pretty fable of serene renunciation. It is the final fracture between a father and a son, played out in public, with pain on both sides. Pietro di Bernardone leaves the stage here, and of him nothing more will be known for certain. The story of Francesco goes on, that of the father closes on that square, with the money got back and the son lost. The sources tell us of no reconciliation. It is the price, very high and very concrete, of the choice Francesco has made. From this gesture a new freedom is born. With nothing left to defend, without patrimony, without a family name, without even his clothes, Francesco is truly free to live as he has decided. Poverty, which will become the center of his whole proposal, is for him no abstract idea. It is born here on the bare skin, out of a total giving back. For this reason, later on, he will call it his lady, and will defend it as the most precious thing he has, because it had cost him everything. Covered by the bishop's mantle, Francesco leaves Assisi and sets out toward the woods and the churches outside the town. He wears now a rough tunic, lives on alms and on the work of his own hands, and takes up again the trade of mason. He has no plan, no companions, no order to found. He has only a gospel to take to the letter and some stones to set back in place. All the rest will come later and almost by chance. In the next chapter, we follow him through these hidden years. The penitent who repairs the churches with his own hands, the little Porzian cola that becomes his home, and the day when a page from the Gospel of Matthew reveals to him the exact shape of his life.